of that. You were on the sidelines witnessing MichaelJordan at his prime and his peak. What was that whole experience like? Because I can't imagine getting to see MichaelJordan in his prime doing his thing day in and day out.
There's nothing that could top it. During that time, during that excitement, watching the struggles against the Pistons and Michael overcoming. And I mean, I had that seat as the sideline guy. I remember Ahmad Rashad said to me one time, like, Goldie, like, you know, you're doing a spectacular job. And he said, he goes, I feel like I'm the Mike Goldberg of NBC Sports. I'm like, okay, now you're stretching, dude. Now you're just playing with me. He actually rolled it. I was doing a report, and Ahmad Rashad rolled a basketball at me, like coming out of the break, like just to mess with me. It was unbelievable. Michael was so gracious. Scotty, Horace, Cartwright, Paxson was my man. Phil treated us great. I did a ton of interviews. And the best way I can put it all in perspective, I lived, and I mean lived, episodes 1 to 7 of The Last Dance. The retirement press conference at the Berto Center, I was there. Starks slamming over Michael, I was there. Michael going to Atlantic City with his father, I was in New York. I was at Madison Square Garden. Michael gave me an insane interview after that. And after everybody kind of left, he just handed me this gift. It was the best because few people in this world have the presence of Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And I got to witness his greatness, his class, and his presence for 6 years. And 3 of those championship years. One of them here in Phoenix when Pax hit the shot. And it really is unmatched. It's unmatched. Michael Jordan once said to me, Giancarlo, he said, so I went to ESPN when Michael went to play baseball. And then I came back, Mike was back. I went into the locker room. I went to college with Ron Harper, the exact same 4 years. So I knew Harp, but I didn't know all the boys. So I went in the room. You know, you still wonder, like, does Mike really, like, know you? Like, of course he does, but does he? Yeah, and I walk up to say hi to some of the guys, and I kind of wait until the interviews are over, and I go, hey, Mike, how are you? He goes, Goldie, what's going on? What are you doing now? And I said, I'm going play-by-play for ESPN. And I quote Michael Jeffrey Jordan, Goldie, I always knew you were too good to just do that sideline stuff.
Wow.
And I'm like, whoa. I wish it was like Wolf of Wall Street, where the FBI agent said, could you say that again just a little bit more slowly? I wish it was that time, but yeah, it still gives me chills. Michael Jordan looks at me and goes, yeah, I always knew you were network. I always knew you were too good for that sideline stuff. Wow. Even if he was lying, it was really cool.
For sure. That's crazy. Like Michael Jordan at that time in the championships. Was there one that stuck out to you? Like one performance where, like, I know he won 3 straight, but like, was there one that really, when you looked at it, like, how did he do this? And it was just more, I guess, appealing to the
well, they were all very magical, but it was the first one. It was the first one because it was the journey to get to the Blazers that was so infamous. And it was the Lakers first. Nonetheless, it was the journey. And so the first one was getting those bad boys to act like bad boys and bad sports and walking off the court because they beat the crap out of Michael for a lot of years. And before it was the Bulls trying to finally get over the hump and get over the Pistons, it of course was the Pistons trying to get over the hump and get past the Celtics. So just the buildup to that title and it being the first was obviously the most magical. And it was in the old Chicago Stadium. And that place had character. It was loud. It was like beer all over the floors. Your feet were sticking. It was, you know, the madhouse on Madison. So that first one is definitely the one I remember the most. And Michael jumping up on the scorer's table and big wins. And yeah, it was the first one for sure. But it was as much, like I said, the run and the conference final victory as it was everything else. And then we had the Knicks series, and yeah, it was a great time. It was a great time.